Hey there, welcome back for the next episode. I'm Heinz Kaegi, the Swiss founder and CEO of Kaegi Leadershift Unlimited. Today, it is about a question that I'm asked a number of times, increasingly, and that is, Heinz, you are the initiator, the International Economy of Heart Foundation. What is this about? Clearly, that has to do with my personal path and my personal past as well. Let me share with you a sequence along my C-level career. I was responsible for one of the largest departments in that corporation, internationally underways, and it was the day before I would leave for an intercontinental holiday trip. So on that last day, I gave it all, had a meeting with my management team, with my executive board, and I would hand them over the last projects, briefings, indications, recommendations, and stuff. And then I left. And when in my holidays I thought back to that very day, it came to me that, Heinz, have you really been giving it all? So they could grow beyond during your long absence of several weeks. Not really. You know what I did? I left out some critical elements of information for them to be able to succeed without me being there. So that means I had some of the files locked away, my cupboard, and the key to my assistant for her to take care in case I could call and give instructions and stuff. What came only later to me was the reason, the deeper motive why I did this. That was to save my job. Imagining when I come back, they'll all come to me and say, hey, we need you. Give us this information and the last pieces for us to be crowned by success. So, of course, this was my insurance for my career. Now when I came back, guess what? This happened. Only for me to see, Heinz, this was not really economical what you did. And it didn't have anything to do with you being on that level underways. You were classically just saving yourself instead of mentoring those executives so they could grow beyond and bring those projects even further without me. Now, this was a huge lesson for me, and that has had and still does impact onto the way no longer manage people, I lead people. And I'm shaping the future. And to make this point very clear, an economy of heart is an economy in which the cooperation is now alive. It's no longer a paradigm of competition. We have transcended it. It's the cooperation, the collaboration. It's the ecosystem in which we treat our suppliers, our partners, our co-creators, the employees, all the stakeholders from here. Not like they would belong to us. We make them feel that they belong to us and we belong to them. So an economy of heart, small, large, or even larger, has specific criteria that had led me to initiate such foundation, which right now we are in the process of preparing the forming of the foundation. Now, one of the criteria is that we treat our employees no longer by their actual performance. We lead them and treat them by their potential. That includes that we make higher demands on them with one critical distinction. Because we measure their potential for the future, we get to know them better. We care about them in a different way. And so when we make higher demands on them, they feel that we're not coming from here to do this one. We are now coming from here. And then when we entrust them with bigger projects, higher challenges, they will take this as the proof of evidence that we trust them, that they can do more for tomorrow. And in the same way, we treat our suppliers in a different way. When I think back to my times as a manager, I remember we had this principle when it comes to the finances, more specifically the invoices. Pay the bills of your suppliers after the second or the third reminder. Because looking at the millions of money, with the turnover, that produces advantages for you. And when you send invoices to your clients, have them your performance before you even start to deliver your services. And in the economy of heart, we treat our suppliers as part of us, meaning we look after them. We care about their well-being and well-doing, and vice versa. And those are just few of the fantastic and life-changing patterns that make the economy of heart. Another one is we're going to develop a label. It's not going to be a bio label or so. It's going to be an economy of heart label that is given to those corporations who treat their employees as their co-creators. What does that include? We practice true people empowerment, like the aspect that I mentioned before. We take them on eyesight. We promote them in a way that makes them be on, so they might be looking less forward to their retirement because they love what they do and they do what they love. And we'll be having forums, public forums, for those corporations who have passed through the process, the in-depth process of changing the way they create the future. They are no longer looking around what the competition does and then copy, and do it a little bit better. They now focus on their fingerprint strategy, because their fingerprint, the answer to the question, who are you as a corporation? Who are you as a department, as a division, as a team? Because each one of those entities has a fingerprint that is unique on the whole planet. Never existed before, never will exist thereafter. So what makes you unique? And how can you bring this uniqueness to the pinnacle to produce success for all involved? So far for today. And there's much more to say, and I look forward already to the next episode to see you grow beyond. Thank you very much. Look forward to our next session. Be well and be good to yourself. Grow beyond. Thank you. Yours, Heinz.